right, hi everybody, it's Cathy
And Lindsay. Hey guys.
and we're practicing our 6 feet of separation, maybe not quite 6 feet, but we are going to demonstrate how to make do-it-yourself masks at home. So if you got the email, you'll know that all you need is a bandana or a square piece of fabric, preferably one that you've already laundered so it's nice and soft. 2 hair bands, but any rubber bands will do. And maybe a third as well, because sometimes they get a little tight around the ears and you can offer a little extender for that. So how you do this is basically another thing you can add to it is a coffee filter. I didn't have that on the list, but if you'd like to add a coffee filter, you can. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and get started. Basically, if you do want a coffee filter, you can go get one after we're done here, but what you'll do is you've got your square piece of fabric, just put it down on a nice flat table. You can put a coffee filter in the middle, but again, you don't need one. You're gonna take the bottom half and fold it up towards the midline, and then the top half and fold it down towards the midline. From here, one more, take the bottom half, fold it again to the midline, just over the midline, and the top half again down just over that last fold. So it looks like this. And then you're gonna turn it over so the back is nice and flat. And you've got 2 rubber bands, hair bands. You're gonna thread the band through the fabric about 3 or 4 inches in, keeping it nice and flat. And do the same thing on the other side. Threading it in. So basically it's gonna look like that. From here, you'll put your hand on the inside of the rubber band and fold the wide edge in on one side, and then pull up the little area, a little area here that you can, when you fold the other side in, just tuck the flap inside of that. It does not have to be perfect, it's not gonna fall out, but this way when you're wearing it, you don't have fabric getting in your mouth when you're breathing. So at this point, what you have is you have your mask. It's very easy. Now from here, just keep in mind that these rubber bands sometimes can be kind of tight, but you'll try it on, hook it over one ear, my glasses off, and then hook it over the other ear, and you'll have your mask. And I'm gonna put an extender on it because my head is big. So another rubber band through here, loop it through, and then knot it and put it on. Put it over your ear, like so. Other side, like so. And there you have it. Ta-da! Yay! The jumping jacket. I don't think if you can see Lindsay there, she's doing a wall sit. Okay, everybody take a break. The next up for me is going to be a wall sit, and for Lindsay is standing side leg raises. And I'm going to do a wall sit. Lindsay's.
Make sure that you're focusing on your breathing. Try to keep your core tight. You can do about 10 to 15 each side, and then you can switch. Also, if you need for balance, hold on to a counter.
All right, moving to the next one. I'm doing a plank. I'm doing push-ups, and Lindsay's doing a wall plank. And go. I cannot do that.
When you're doing the wall plank, make sure that you're keeping your body nice and flat so our butts aren't up. We're trying to tuck our tush under. Focus on your breathing.
3, 2, 1.
Woo! All right, moving on. The next one is, Lindsay's going to do a seated leg extension, and I am doing the crunches. Here. Knees are bent. Rolling back. Crunching up. Now if you want, you can put your hands behind your back and just come up a little bit. Tighten the abs. Shorten the distance between your hips and your rib cage here. Keeping your abs nice and tight, squeezing, lifting the shoulders and back. Exhaling as you come up, inhaling down. Breathing, keep breathing.
2, 1.
All right,
Next up, push-ups.
next up, I'm gonna do step ups, and Lindsay is doing step ups and smaller step ups. So you can do smaller, like on
But you can just march in place too if you don't have anything to step up on.
You're doing great, guys. Can you see me? Your next thing is going to be
2, 1.
keep going. All right, moving on. Lindsay's going to do sit to stands, which we all know well. And I'm doing squats. Remember? And
Make sure you're breathing.
rear's going back. Exhale. Inhale. Let's keep going.
3, 2, 1.
All right, I'm doing tricep push-ups. Lindsay is doing rows, bent over rows. Bent over rows. Here we go.
You can use a can of soup or just no weight at all. Just focusing on driving your elbow back.
You guys are doing great. We're halfway there. Switch sides. Doing good. You're switching sides.
3, 2, 1. Next up.
All right, moving on. Lindsay's doing a wall plank, and I'm doing a plank. Go. Activating through your core. If you need to, you can go on your knees, rounding through the back, tightening through the core and the hips. Breathe. Is everybody doing this too? Anybody doing this with us?
2, 1.
All right. Woo!
Next
Okay.
up, squats.
Next up, moving on. I'm doing high knees, and Lindsay's doing a high knees in place. So I'm jogging, and Lindsay's marching. You can do whichever you want. Woo!
Woohoo! Keep it up, guys. You got it.
2, 1.
All right. Next up,
Next up, plank.
lunges, modified lunges. Lunges. So we're both doing lunges. Remember, when you're doing a lunge, feet shoulder width apart, take a nice steps forward, and then drop the torso down straight. So the knee stays behind the toe. Nice wide base of support here. And switch sides.
Three, two, one.
All right, moving on. Next one, I've got side rotation, push up, you've got bicep curls. Okay, we're 2 left. Side rotation. Whoop, side plank. Back. Side rotation.
Make sure you're breathing.
Lindsay, and a side plank for Cathy.
All right, here we go.
And I'm going to switch sides. Stabilizing, lifting to the hips. Doing good. Almost there. Home stretch.
2, 1. Workout complete.
Yay! You got it. Good job. Yeah, come in. Mary Lincoln wants to say hi, so.
How do you see him?
Yeah. Hi. All right. So Holly has some tips for shopping.
Okay, hi everybody. Well, in your packet, you might have gotten some things that look like this. I thought what I'd do today is just kind of tell you my experience. A couple of the stores in town here do delivery. Some are delivery only, some are curbside pickup. Big Fork Harvest Foods has curbside and home delivery, as does Super One. However, Super One has an app called the Rosie app, Smart Click, and I've tried it and it doesn't work real well. So if you are trying to use Super One in one of the stores, I would give them a call and maybe ask them if you could just give it over the phone, or you might have more success with it than I do. So for those of you that don't know, you would go to the App Store and download the Rosie app. Be careful that you don't get Rosie Perez or somebody like that, but because that comes up. And download it and see if you had more success than I did. The Instacart app, which is another one that's good. This is a delivery only service. Natural Grocers, Smith's, Albertsons, Costco, Target, and Petco all have that one. And I did use that one and it works pretty well. So if you're having a hard time getting out of the house, that might be a good idea. And I will just say that I've been looking for canned tomatoes for like the last week. And I went to Costco the other day, none. Walmart had a few, but I put it in Smith's this morning and apparently they have it. So if you're looking for canned tomatoes, that's a place to get them. I have done that once and it was quite successful. I actually went to the restaurant and picked up, it was my birthday dinner actually that I picked up. So there's quite a few restaurants that we have here in the valley that are doing this, or you can just go in and, like the drive-throughs, a lot of the coffee places, the drive-through coffee places are great to go to. Couple other things. A lot of the grocery stores have designated hours for seniors and people that are at risk of infection, so special hours. Albertsons, 7 to 9 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Costco, 8 to 9 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Smith's, 7 to 8 Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Target, 8 to 9 Wednesday. Walgreens, 8 to 9 on Tuesday. And Walmart, 6 to 7 a.m. daily.
Is anybody Walmart? I use the Walmart delivery service.
Oh, you did?
Or not delivery, but Walmart shopping.
The curbside thing?
Yeah. Does anybody ever use that before? It's great. You just basically enter in what you want, and they charge your card, and then you pick up a time either that day or the next day, and you go and you pull in and you put in what lane you're in and what color your car is, and they bring it out to you. And if they don't have what you ordered, they try to substitute it. So just keep that in mind. I ordered granulated white sugar, and I also ordered brown sugar, and they substituted my white sugar with two 2-pound bags of brown sugar, and they also had my brown sugar, so I ended up with like 6 pounds of brown sugar. So that was a little, so if anybody needs brown sugar, let me know. But so they really try to match what they can for you, and it's really pretty slick. So that's another option.
Yeah, and Cathy, has that newsletter gone out yet?
It's gonna go out in about 10 minutes.
Okay, there's a newsletter coming out, and if for those of you that haven't tried to buy yeast in the last couple of weeks, there's not a packet of yeast to be found in the valley, practically. But I did put on a little, put in the newsletter a little snippet about doing sourdough. And I think a lot of us that are in my age or older, you guys are probably familiar with creating a sourdough. So there's some links to sourdough sites, but you know, you can just Google those too if you're wanting to make some bread, which I'm in the process of sourdough right now for some focaccia. I went to Montana Club and got my discounted birthday. It was kind of nice.
Was it open? Oh, you would take out.
I got takeout, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty nice. Yeah, and by the time I got it home, it was a little bit cool, but it still tasted good. And I think that's great if we can do that for some of our local restaurants. You know, do the carry out, like, you know, maybe like Bullman's or what's the pizza place, McKinsey River, or some of the local places, just to support those people because I know they're having a hard time. Get your coffees in the morning, make a point, go out, get a coffee just to get out of the house. Maybe you're not gonna be around anyone. So I think that's a kind of a cool thing to do for the community. All right, thank you.
Well, we want to continue doing these each week. So if there are any burning topics that you can think of that you'd like to hear information about or discuss, please email me or call and leave a message, 751-4504, and let us know how we can be here for you remotely. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.